concerns. Join the discussion, fellas. Why so many families struggle to accept their own? Can love ever exist without understanding?
He was talking about the
acceptance. What if you could taste the movies?
We turn that idea into. He was talking about the acceptance of gay black men and their families. And by gay, he means feminine. The feminine men in the families, they get rejected. I just got through playing around with one of the boys my damn self. Literally, like 30 minutes ago, I just left an encounter. Now, I will have you know I am not an encounter type of a man. From encounter to encounter, entanglement to entanglement. I go literally years without involving myself sexually nor romantically. But I was coming into the Walmart. He was going out of the Walmart, whatever. We were in Walmart, whatever. And he looked at me. I seen him. You know, I didn't think anything of it. I'm not gonna lie. Just another face passing in the crowd. I honestly try not to look at people because I don't want that data, that visual data on my brain. Literally, that's more information that my brain has to process. This face, that face. I mean, they all start running into each other, merging anyway after a while. So I don't even look, and then I don't want to see a bunch of nasty, racist looks anyway. Not that people do it, but you know, I don't want to be all in people's face just because they're out and about. That's something they have to do by default. That doesn't mean they necessarily want to be seen. So I don't bother folk about that. But no, he spun around, and on my way out later, he said that he caught up with me and came up with some excuse. To be honest, he speaks no English. Well, no, he speaks no English. I don't know if he's Cuban, some type of Afro-Hispanic. Cuban or, one of them Afro-Hispanics. Cuban or Dominican or something like that. But he's a thick boy, about 5'9", 5'8", 5'9", mid to early 30s, early to mid 30s, some type of Afro-Hispanic, whatever. But the boy asked me out some kind of way. He didn't found a way to get my number. I went out with him. Not went out, but I've been talking to him for a while, and then he cried and whined enough to get me out of the house randomly. I was here cooking, but he ended up. I was supposed to be cooking. He ended up calling me out the house. We started playing around. It felt good, I mean, the only thing I worry about is the infection. I do not want infection. I am a gay man by way of I have sex with men, and I am visually, obviously feminine in my voice sometimes, or patterns, pronunciation. This is a reality. This happens. It is a disability because it's not something that people are doing. Because I understand it does not make a man sexier to be more feminine. Some men, they see that's how I know it's a psychological skew. It's imbalance psychologically, their own vision of self. Because there's no way any block cut man with these dimensions think that creaming and puffing is going to make him more appealing. Now some men like it. Some men like it at a kink. But it's not really something that they respect. That's why when they get caught with trannies, they kill them. Or before they get caught, they kill them. You know what I mean? Trying to erase that because it's not something that they take seriously. Because in their minds, the femininity and the masculinity, the dimensions of this block cut, it doesn't merge with this feminine presentation that you are trying to present. So that can be kind of a hurdle for people. But so I never wanted to be more feminine. I never wanted to be more feminine. I never wanted that. Some gays did. Like, they love it. He gladly switches down the street. Some of them. So, the little guy I talked to tonight, went out with tonight, he is not a feminine necessarily. These are not fags, I'm learning a lot of these men, especially as I get older, they're starting to respond to me a lot differently. And, There was for about a while they weren't. I've noticed they'll come at you when you're young, 20, 21, 22, up to about, and I haven't had a long history of putting myself in social settings, so I'm not meeting these people because like I said, I'm going to Walmart or to the job, and I got close a couple of times at the job, but women don't really like me. I like them, but they don't like me. I think they can see that femininity that I was talking about. So they just write it off, the whole man is gay. No, I'm just bisexual. It's cool. But if that's just like the draw line in for her, then I don't need her. Like I said, the men will come up to you. They'll let you know, hey, she tripping. You look good. Meet me here. She tripping. We go fuck regardless. And the thing about it is, if she had a penis, she would be in the room with us jacking off. But since she doesn't, most of the time, not all the time, most of the time she's going to hate because she's territorial, because really what she's doing is fighting over a resource. Penis, sex, romance, these are resources. People fight and kill over them. Sex is one of the 9 areas of activity. Entertainment, labor, law, sex, right? Health, okay? Religion, war. These are the things that people are doing at any moment, at any time, and all of us are doing in one way or another. Education, at any one moment, at any time, as Dr. Neely would say it, Honorable Dr. Neely Fuller, he let you know that 9 areas of activity. So, this is what's happening. So, I went out on a date tonight. It was good. We had sex.
Power on.
We had sex, but we had sex. We messed around. We did make out. We made out. I noticed about this AI. She'll sit here and listen. And then when you say something super, just like she just did, when you say something super personal or private, she power off. Like, bitch, what is your schedule to go off? Don't randomly go off, because it just makes me think you're listening. And it's like, well, I've been listening to you this whole time, but now it's getting really deep, so let me back out. Yeah, I appreciate the technology, but you need to come with a warning and let us know that you're listening regardless. Like, it's self-aware. It's not people listening necessarily. The AI itself listens. The device itself listens, which is fine. The phones do it too, but it's just weird some of the time. But anyway, but we didn't necessarily have sex. We did make out. And it was good, bro. I mean, it felt good. He tasted good, We didn't go below the belt. I'm not gonna go into detail, but we did not go below the belt necessarily. We're gonna wait because we didn't have the privacy. But we're gonna get to that. The only thing is we have to use a translator to communicate. And here I am, the type of man that's like crying out against immigration and all these policies. And I still like, hey, if he get deported tomorrow, that's not my business. I can love him to life and still like, that's not my business. I love you. I'll send you a hello from, from overseas, wherever. So I'm not a hypocrite. I'm not DL. I'm not a faggot. I'm just an average American black man from Chicago originally, from Mississippi by way of Chicago, currently living in Phoenix, Arizona. Okay, I'm from Mississippi. That's where my lineage and my blood is. My heritage is in Mississippi, that whole region down there, that southeast region. My blood and my people go down to that region, going back as far as, we've traced it back to almost 300 years. My people were farmers. They had land down in Mississippi, and I don't know, they just went off the trail. The trail just went cold after like the 30s to 40s. Something happened, and I'm thinking it coincides with blacks and the Great Migration. They just started moving up north and leaving the land that their fathers and them gave them to go up to the north to rent and become renters. Is what it was. Is all that happened. But yeah, so we'll talk about it later. Whatever. Thank you again. Okay.